We have choices to make at the federal government level. And right now we're in this place where folks are talking about shutting down the government. Now that's the wrong thing to do for several reasons. One, obviously there are people who have jobs who work for the federal government who can't afford to lose those paychecks. That's the first thing. And the president is focused on that. But the second thing is that this economy is just now getting started. It's just now moving into recovery. We are just now coming out of a hole that damaged African-American communities, a hole that damaged our urban communities and our rural communities, people who were hurting way before the recession started. And we're just now able to see the wheels start to turn again, and we can't interrupt that progress. People can't afford it. We cannot afford it. But the president isn't going to allow a small few to block our attempt to make the investments we need to make to win the future for America. We need to invest in education. I know this is a time where there are tight budgets, and I know this is a time we have to treat the taxpayer money in a special, precious way. But we need to invest in education so that everybody can be in that boat when the tide rises. We need to invest in outbuilding the rest of the world. And yes, and this is why I'm so pleased to be here today, we need to invest in innovation. The work that's happening on this panel, for the folks on this panel, the work that you all are doing, everyone that raised their hand that's making money through social media, that is an American product, that is an American competitive advantage. And you all in this room, folks with the National Action Network, our black entrepreneurs, you're going to help America win the future. We can't succeed unless you succeed. And everyone with the administration, we're interested and focused on giving you the tools and the opportunities so that you can succeed. I also want to just say a word about my friend, the Reverend Al Sharpton. I was actually, had the privilege, as you heard, I've worked for the president for some time now. I had the privilege of being there at their first meeting in the president's then Senate office in Washington, D.C. And they sat down and they spoke as peers. They spoke as colleagues. They spoke as friends. And it was one of those conversations that I remember that it was remarkable in that setting, because it was two people who quickly began to speak about all of us. And they talked about our responsibilities. They talked about what the civil rights movement meant to them, how they were standing on others' shoulders, and how they had the responsibility to work together to continue to lift people up. So I know everybody's all surprised when President Barack Obama then comes to see Reverend Al Sharpton at his conference at the National Action Network. But I'm not surprised. And I know you're not surprised, because that's what partners do. That's the work that they do together. This is where we're supposed to be. And so I am proud that we had several cabinet members here today, because this is where the work gets done. That's why our Attorney General was here, because this is where the work of civil justice is getting done. That's why our Secretary of Health and Human Services is here, because this is where the work of creating access to health care and to eliminate health care disparities is getting done. That's why our Education Secretary is here, because this is where the work of providing those opportunities for people, not just our children, yes, that's important, and we need to invest in giving our youngest the education that they deserve, but we also have adults who need to be able to have a lifelong education and get the opportunity to build those skills so they can participate in the 21st century economy. So we're supposed to be here. This is where we belong. And I want to thank you. Now, let's give ourselves a round of applause for that work. And I want to thank you for really the love and the support and the mutual respect that we've all built together. Let me just say a final word about innovation and about innovation and this social media and entrepreneurship. We cannot solve 21st century problems with a 20th century infrastructure and with 20th century solutions. And so everything that we're working on, yes, we need Silicon Valley to continue to be successful, and those entrepreneurs there who are creating a new economy and are creating jobs, we want them to continue to be successful. We appreciate their work. That's why the president asked Steve Case to lead an initiative called Startup America that invests in entrepreneurs. But Startup America has a special program in there, and that's focused on minority business and minority entrepreneurs and creating opportunity for people of color, because we need those 21st century solutions to solve our problems here today. So that's why we need you. When we're talking about creating opportunity in the inner city, I don't want a solution. We need to work with the folks who built things in the 60s and the 70s. But if it's going to be relevant to our children, if it's going to be relevant to all of us, most black Americans as a percentage use our cell phones. Latino Americans as a percentage are wired and are mobile in a way that outstrips the rest of the community. So if we're going to create opportunity in our community, we need to use these mobile phones, because that's how our people are connected and communicating with each other. So we need to create the opportunity right here. You're talking about educating young people. I have the privilege, this may have been a mistake, but I bought my wife an iPad for her birthday. She continues to remind me that it's her iPad and not mine. But I saw my precious 5-year-old daughter. I left her alone with it a little while, and she went places with it that I didn't even go. So our children are able to learn with these devices. Our children are able to learn with this technology. We're able to communicate with each other and build opportunity for them through this. You're talking about access to healthcare and access to information and ways to give people, folks, Valerie Jarrett spoke earlier about being healthy and living healthy and eating fresh food and taking care of yourself. Well, we need to get that information to our folks through these electronic means. These are 21st century problems that need 21st century solutions. And so when you hear about winning the future, when you hear about out-innovating the rest of the world, don't think we're talking about somebody else. We're talking about you. We are a part of this. And I guess the one thing I wanted to come by and stop by and leave you with is that the doors are wide open for you. The president, he's doing his thing. The first lady, she's doing what she's doing. They are creating space for us. And now what we need is for our people, our leaders, our entrepreneurs to step into it. Don't wait for somebody to give you permission. We're Americans. We can't win the future without you. We can't build this economy without you. We can't solve the problems of the 21st century without you. So let's step into this moment and seize this opportunity. And I think we will all be proud of how we used what our forefathers, what our parents gave us to continue to take that next step to make this a more perfect union. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to come by and join you. Thank you for your love, and thank you for your hard work, and we'll see you down the road. God bless you.